What if you could build an entire company just by talking to an AI? That's the huge promise from a new kind of platform where AI is basically your technical co-founder. Today, we're going to dig in, break down how it all works, and see if it's the real deal. Let's get into it. So let me ask you this. You ever have that light bulb moment, that amazing idea for a business? And then, bam, the excitement just hits a brick wall. Because, well, you're not a coder. For so many people, that's the end of the story. You know, the old way of doing things meant you were wrestling with code, drowning in manual setups, and trying to navigate this sea of confusing integrations. But the new way, well, it promises something totally different. A super fast launch without any of those tech headaches. And this really gets to the heart of what you could call the modern founder's problem. It's not that we're short on great ideas. It's that there are just so many technical hurdles that stop those ideas dead in their tracks before they even get a chance to start. Just think about it. What's standing in that gap between your brilliant concept and an actual functioning business? It's this huge wall of technical stuff. We're talking databases, payment gateways, servers, security. I mean, it is a lot for one person to try and figure out on their own. So what if you could just, poof, make that barrier disappear? What if the technology did all that heavy lifting for you? That's the exact promise behind this new wave of AI platforms that offer a solution that requires zero code. And one of these platforms, Hey Boss AI, puts this promise right up front. I mean, look at that claim. It's aimed squarely at anyone who's ever felt locked out of starting their own thing simply because they didn't know how to code. So what are we really talking about here? An all-in-one AI business platform is, well, it's designed to be your technical partner. It's a single tool that uses AI to run the entire backend of your business, so you can just focus on the important stuff, your idea, your customers, and actually growing the thing. Okay, so how does this magic actually happen? What's going on under the hood that makes this no-code promise a reality? Well, it really boils down to 4 key things that the AI takes care of for you. First up, you've got the brains of the operation. To build anything for you, a platform like this needs to be running on the absolute best AI models out there. So instead of you having to go out and juggle all these different AI services, this platform bundles the heavy hitters, like GPT-4, Gemini Pro, you name it. But the real kicker is how you use it. You literally just chat with it to create your apps. And get this, it even watches your costs in the background to make sure you're not overspending. Pretty neat. All right, next up, data. Every single business needs to keep track of stuff, right? Customers, products, orders, all that information. Think of this next piece as your digital filing cabinet, a database, but one that's just built right in. And the whole point here is making it incredibly simple. The goal is for you to have this super powerful database without ever even thinking about it. No complicated setup, no managing some external tool like Superbase. It's just zero headaches. And for anyone who's not a tech wizard, that's a huge deal. Okay, so you've got your app, you've got your data, but businesses don't live on an island, right? They need to connect to other tools and services. And that's where this next component comes into play, an AI-powered app store. Look, if you've ever tried to make 2 different apps talk to each other, you know the nightmare of API keys and manual setups. This whole concept is designed to just kill that headache for good. An app store that understands what you want just by you telling it? Yeah, that's an absolute game changer. And last, but honestly, probably the most important part for any real business, the cash register. You've got to be able to get paid, right? So the big promise here is speed. Forget spending days or even weeks fiddling with payment gateways and stressing about security. The platform's supposed to handle all of that. The claim is that you can be up and selling in minutes, not days, minutes. Okay, let's just pause for a second. This all sounds amazing. Maybe almost a little too good to be true, right? An AI that builds your website, manages your data, connects your tools, and takes your payments? So the million-dollar question is this just a cool idea on a slide? Or are people actually using this to build real businesses? Well, take a look at this number, 30,000. That's how many businesses have apparently been created on just this one platform. So yeah, this is not some tiny little experiment. It's clearly plugging into a massive, real need out there. Okay, so let's bring it all home. When you put all these pieces together, who is a platform like this really for? Who's the person who gets the most out of it? Well, the target is pretty clear, isn't it? It's for the aspiring entrepreneur with that brilliant idea. It's for the small business owner who's just tired of wrestling with tech. Really, it's for anyone with a great idea whose main roadblock has always been the technical skill required to build it. And that's really the bottom line here. What we're seeing is a fundamental shift. Tools like this are knocking down those old barriers to entry. They're making entrepreneurship more accessible, more democratic even. They're making it so your vision, not your ability to code, is what truly matters. Which leaves us with one last, kind of mind-bending question to chew on. If AI starts handling all of the how, the code, the servers, the integrations, what becomes the most important skill for a founder in this new world? Is it creativity, strategy, marketing? What's the new superpower? Definitely something to think about.